Making headlines, President Dr. Mohamed Muiz extends his congratulations to Keir Starmer and their Labour Party following their election victory. First Lady Sajda Mohammed emphasizes the need to raise awareness about diabetes starting in schools. And Tourism Ministry decides to set up a special task force to reopen Shangri-La Resort and Spa, the largest resort in Ado City.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to PSM News in English with me, Hafiz Abdul Sattar. And now the news in detail. Ministry of Finance announces changes to existing policies on purchasing air transportation tickets from government bodies to reduce state expenditures. According to a circular issued on January 1st, 2016, all domestic and international flights made by the government were required to be operated by Maldivian Holidays, a travel division of Island Aviation Services Limited. However, in a new financial circular issued by the Minister of Finance, Dr. Muhammad Shafiq, the previous circular will no longer be effective from July 5th onwards. The new policy directs government officers to seek tickets from the cheapest available airline after checking prices directly from the airlines for flights to destinations not offered by Maldivian Holidays. The ministry has mandated that all government authorities implement this new circular. The government has been making efforts to improve the nation's economic and financial situation by reducing government expenses, amending company policies, and implementing strategic measures. Supreme Court Justice and Judicial Service Commission JSC member Husna Sood proposes that the Employment Tribunal should be transferred under the Judicial Service Commission to expedite employment-related cases. Justice Sood made these remarks while speaking at the Parliamentary Committee on Judiciary. Addressing concerns raised by committee members about the delays and prolongation of cases in the Employment Tribunal, Justice Sood noted that the tribunal lacks a guardian body. He pointed out that the tribunal operates with limited oversight, which affects its efficiency. He also highlighted issues with the appointment process of tribunal members, emphasizing the need for a supervisory body to ensure accountability and efficiency. The Employment Tribunal, established under the Employment Act, is responsible for hearing disputes between employers and employees. The President appoints the 7 members of the tribunal, which includes a president and a vice president. The tribunal's purpose is to resolve workplace disputes as prescribed by the Employment Act, other relevant laws, regulations, or employment agreements promptly. Opportunities have been opened for interested individuals to participate in the Regional Youth Parliament on Climate Action (RYPCA). The Ministry of Youth, Empowerment, Information and Arts revealed that this significant program is an initiative of the Youth Empowerment on Climate Action platform, YECAP. The ministry disclosed that the program aims to harness the productivity, creativity, energy, diversity and passion of young leaders to influence the formulation and implementation of climate policies at national and regional levels. The RYPCA primarily targets members of various government bodies and the legal professions, including members from the Parliament, national and sub-national youth parliaments, youth councils, climate negotiators, and consultative or advisory panels connected to government institutions. Interested individuals must meet the following criteria: be between the age of 18 and 35 years, comprehend the English language, and currently be active as a member of a legislative body, state assembly, government authority, or as a climate negotiator. Additionally, they must have previously participated in discussions with national and sub-national youth parliaments, youth councils, climate negotiators, and consultative or advisory panels connected to government institutions. They must also engage in work pertaining to advising and assisting in drafting legislation and policy documents related to climate within government agencies. The program further encourages women, youth, persons with disabilities, refugees, expatriates, homeless individuals, residents of islands, and members of minority communities to participate in this significant program. Applications must be submitted before July 14th. The Maldives Airports Company Limited (MACL) announces that the upcoming Air Service World Congress 2024, scheduled for July 9th, will significantly boost the tourism industry of the Maldives.
The Air Service World Congress is a major platform for international representatives from the route development community to discuss the future of global air service growth and development. This year's event will take place from July 9th to July 11th in Kurumba, Maldives, and is organized annually by Global Travel Investment. A total of 150 representatives from various airlines, including local airlines, are expected to participate in this grand event. Speaking on a program aired on PSMNEWS, General Manager of MACL's Communication and Media Department, Hamid Huzam, stated that local stalls will be set up at the conference. He added that the Congress will play a pivotal role in boosting economic activity, providing a unique experience for participants to see photos and videos of the Maldives and explore the country firsthand. Huzam expressed confidence that the Congress will pave the way for the growth of the nation's tourism industry, though he noted that the benefits might be gradual. Huzam also highlighted that the Air Service World Congress will offer an opportunity to promote the Maldives aviation landscape and the brand. He pointed out that air transport services in the Maldives initially commenced in response to increasing demands in tourism. Currently, approximately 40 airlines fly to the Maldives, and Huzam mentioned that welcoming more airlines would enhance the nation's connectivity and facilitate collaboration with different regions. Velana International Airport (VIA) was announced as the official host of the event following the successful conclusion of the Air Service World Congress 2023 in Oakland, San Francisco Bay Area. Since its inception in 2010, the Congress has been held in several countries, including the United States, the United Kingdom, and Dubai.
Mala City Council (MCC) decides to conduct a research study to determine the maximum number of vehicle registrations to issue within the Greater Mala region and to determine the duration for which the vehicles can be utilized. The Council has announced that it is seeking a body to conduct the assessment, which comprises a study and a survey. Interested individuals are to submit applications before July 18th. The opportunity is open to all local companies, partnerships and private firms, provided they are not suspended in connection with a government procurement. The assessment must consider several significant details, including the current population of Mala City, the number of vehicles, the number of roads, and the area of designated parking spaces. Additionally, it should include the extent of public transportation and the potential for developing additional roads, lanes, and parking areas. According to the Road Traffic Act, the respective council must determine the number of road vehicles to be registered and the period for which the vehicles can be used in a particular island, city, or area of the nation. The amendment brought to the rules in March on determining the number of road vehicles to be registered and the period of use of vehicles states that the number of vehicles to be issued in islands, cities, or a particular area should be determined following an assessment conducted by the Council. Under the Act, vehicle capacity has been distributed into 4 categories: Public transports, private vehicles, transportation facilities are used for commercial purposes and those utilized for industrial purposes. Councils have been granted the right to form subcategories under these categories. Despite determining a fixed number of vehicles for the categories, the amendments indicate that the maximum vehicle capacity for private vehicles must not exceed 80%. Managing Director of State Electric Company Limited, Stelco, Hussein Fahmi, notes the crucial importance of all employees possessing a unified national outlook to enhance and diversify the company's services. He made these remarks during the closing ceremony of a managerial conference held for the managers of the company's power plants.
The development program for station managers was held from June 30th to July 5th with a total of 33 managers in attendance. During the conference, leadership skills were taught and discussions were held to raise public awareness on energy conservation through lifestyle changes and to address the challenges faced in service provision. Speaking at the closing ceremony, Managing Director Fahmi underscored the pivotal role of adopting a national mindset, teamwork and reducing company expenditures to provide efficient service to the public expeditiously. Fahmi noted that Stelco has adequate resources, strong management and educated staff capable of positioning the company at the top. He urged all managers to implement the knowledge gained from the conference practically. Fahmi also highlighted that appreciating employees and fostering a collaborative work environment towards a common goal would help the company to grow and expand its services effectively. During the ceremony, a handbook was launched to ensure proper maintenance of the company's power plants. The 351-page handbook includes pertinent information on the history of Stelco's services, vision, aims, structure, and works of power plants, the structure of the company's various sectors, and other relevant information.
Maldives immigration reveals that under the largest raid operation in collaboration with the Maldives Police Service MPS, a total of 8 illegal immigrants were running takeaway coffee shops in Hulumale Phase 1 were identified and are currently in custody. The initiative, which commenced on June 29th, aims to implement the government's policies and address the issue of illegal immigrants across the nation.
Managing cafes, restaurants and bakeries are among the commercial activities deemed illegal for expatriates. While several foreign individuals actively work in the nation, many of them are illegal immigrants. The government is making strategic efforts to tackle this issue. As such, the government aims to expand this operation across all islands nationwide within the next year and collect information about immigrants to be easily accessed in a single database. The government also targets to solve the issue of illegal immigrants completely within 3 years. Aiming to address the issue of illegal immigrants, the Ministry of Homeland Security and Technology has launched a special operation, Operation Kurangi. The operation has been conducted in Himafushi and Mafushi of Kafu Atoll as a pilot program. Meanwhile, efforts are underway by the ministry to gain the assistance of island councils, Maldives Police Service MPS and DNR as conducting this operation in all islands without any collaborative efforts would pose significant challenges to the ministry.
U.S. employment increases solidly in June, but government and healthcare services haven't made up about 3/4 of the payrolls gain, and the unemployment rate hit a 2.5-year high of 4.1%, pointing to a slackening labor market that keeps the Federal Reserve on course to start cutting interest rates soon.
The Labour Department's closely watched employment report on Friday also showed the economy created 111,000 fewer jobs in April and May than previously estimated, suggesting the trend in payroll growth was slowing. Annual wages increased at the slowest pace in 3 years amid an expanding labor pool, adding to the flashing warning signals in the job market. About 277,000 people joined the labor force, accounting for the increase in the jobless rate from 4% in May to the highest level since November 2021. When added to the moderation in prices in May, the report could boost Fed policymakers' confidence in the inflation outlook after the disinflationary trend was disrupted in the first quarter. Financial markets expect the U.S. Central Bank, which aggressively tightened monetary policy in 2022 and 2023, to start its easing cycle in September. Scott Anderson, chief U.S. economist at BMO Capital Markets, said that this is evidence that the labor market is cooling, with a somewhat alarming rise in the unemployment rate in recent months that should give policymakers more confidence that consumer inflation will soon return to the 2% target on a sustainable basis. The Labor Department's Bureau of Labor Statistics said that non-farm payrolls increased by 206,000 jobs last month, lifted by government hiring. Job growth has averaged about 222,000 per month in the first half of this year. Analysts estimate the economy needs to create between 180,000 and 200,000 jobs per month to keep up with the growing in the working age population, taking into account a recent surge in immigration.
Keir Starmer's Labour wins one of the largest parliamentary majorities with the second lowest share of the vote of any winning party in modern British history, underscoring how the electoral system favours established parties over smaller ones.
With 648 of the 650 seats in the Parliament's House of Commons declared on Friday, Labour won 412 seats with 9.7 million votes, while the Conservative Party's vote collapsed, giving it 121 seats with 6.8 million votes. Nigel Farage's populist right-wing Reform UK party scooped more than 4 million votes, many from former Conservative voters, but only won 4 seats, while the centrist Liberal Democrats won 71 seats of 3.5 million votes. The Green Party won a record 4 seats with 1.9 million votes, and the Irish nationalist Sinn Féin secured 7 seats of just 211,000 votes. Together, Britain's smaller parties won more than 40% of the votes in the election, but secured just 17% of seats in the parliament. Unlike other countries that use a form of proportional representation, a system that often leads to coalition government of several parties, Britain's first-past-the-post system typically results in a clear majority for a single party. Darren Hughes, chief executive of campaign group the Electoral Reform Society, said that they have just witnessed the most disproportional election on record in terms of votes people cast translating into seats in the parliament. He added that the system no longer reflected the way the country was voting and was producing volatile results. Many British politicians have long lauded its system, saying it creates two large parties that are broad churches, essentially coalitions in themselves, that can lock out any far-right or extreme left parties and provide stable government. Smaller parties, however, disagree, and the results of the election are likely to reignite the debate around the system's fairness.
You campaigned for it, you fought for it, you voted for it.
France converts all their kicks in a shootout to edge Portugal 5-3 on penalties after a goalless stalemate in the European Championship quarter-final on Friday, likely bringing the curtain down on Cristiano Ronaldo's international career.
Theo Hernandez stroked home the winning kick for a perfect sequence after Joao Felix's effort, the third for Portugal, hit the post. France will now play Spain in the semi-finals on Tuesday in Munich. Defeat for Portugal is set to spell the end of the 21-year international career of 39-year-old Ronaldo, who converted their first kick in the shootout but was also responsible for one of the night's many glaring misses. Success for France makes up for the shootout heartbreak at the last Euros, where they were eliminated by Switzerland in the round of 16 and in the 2022 World Cup final against Argentina. A game that was slow in firing ended up with a myriad of missed opportunities at either end, with clear chances for both sides in 90 minutes as well as the half hour of extra time. France now find themselves in the semis without scoring in an open play at the tournament, having benefited from 2 own goals and a penalty in their previous 4 games. But the French have also not conceded in open play at the Euro 2024, with goalkeeper Mike Mignon making 2 key saves in Friday's match that proved key for his side. Both teams started cautiously, intent on keeping possession and avoiding mistakes. The play was therefore often pedestrian, with only periodic bursts of action. It took 16 minutes before the first shot was fired off in anger, Bruno Fernandes' effort hitting Hernandez and deflecting away for a corner. Soon after the second half kicked off, the contest rose from its slumber. Mignon made 2 crucial saves in the space of 3 minutes, a stiff arm reaction to deny Fernandes on the hour, followed by a point-blank stop from Vitinha after another Rafaelios probing runs. Ronaldo's future with Portugal after 212 caps and 130 goals now looks at an end. He was in the Portuguese side that beat France in the Euro 2016 final in Paris, although he went off early with injury and had to urge them on from the sidelines. Also likely to be over is the international career of 41-year-old centre-back Pepe, the oldest player to appear at the Euros.
Elon Musk wants to dismiss a lawsuit by former Twitter shareholders who said he waited too long in early 2022 to reveal his large ownership stake in the social media company, saying all indications show his delay was a mistake.
In a night filing in Manhattan federal court, Musk called it impossible to believe he wanted to defraud shareholders who didn't know he had taken a 9.2% Twitter stake and missed out on big gains because they sold their own stock. Investors in the proposed class action said Musk and his wealth manager, Jared Birchall, knew a U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission rule required Musk to disclose by March 24, 2022, that he had bought 5% of Twitter, yet awaited another 11 days. The investors said that this let Musk buy more shares at cheap prices, saving more than $200 million. Twitter, now known as X, rose 27% on April 4, 2022, after Musk revealed his 9.2% stake. Musk is the world's richest person according to Forbes magazine and runs other companies including electric car maker Tesla. In his filing, Musk said he had intended to reveal his Twitter stake at the end of 2022, but disclosed it promptly after realizing he misunderstood the SEC disclosure rule. He said that this is not a scheme to defraud, adding that all indications, including those in the pleadings, point to mistake. Musk also denied the investors' claim that an unnamed Morgan Stanley MSN banker helped devise a trading strategy to amass Twitter shares without alerting the broader market. Lawyers for the investors, who are led by an Oklahoma public pension fund, did not immediately respond to requests for comment on Friday. Musk eventually bought San Francisco-based Twitter for $44 billion in October 2022. The SEC has also probed his Twitter stock purchases. Last September, U.S. District Judge Andrew Carter refused to dismiss an earlier version of the lawsuit, finding evidence that Musk understood the SEC disclosure and testified about it under oath.
And that's all we have for this hour. Thank you for watching. Wish you all a very pleasant night ahead.